This is a Nekko Media podcast.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Welcome, cinephiles and Cenobites to Cinebite 18. I'm your host, Annika Pussyfoot. Okay, moving along. The boys Mox and Ono went to see the newly released film It Comes at Night, starring the wonderful Joel Edgerton. Listen to Mox and Ono try to break it down and figure out what the hell comes out at night. Cause it ain't monsters. Oops. The /tag configuration.
All right, welcome to a new Cinebite /tag configuration.
I like that you stopped saying special.
Oh, special. Yeah. Well, because it goes without saying.
It's special. Right?
Everything's special.
Even though we drop it weekly, yo.
Yeah. They're all special.
For y'all. For all y'all.
Yeah. Today, we're going to talk about the newly released It Comes at Night.
It does come at night. What a dope title, but I feel, anyway, we'll
It was
get
kind
into
of
that later.
misleading.
As fuck.
Written and directed by Trey Edward Shults. The movie stars Joel Edgerton. He's also an EP on this one.
Yep.
Christopher Abbott, Carmen Ejogo. Shout out to Alien Covenant.
Yep. I was wondering where she was from.
Riley
Oh, no.
Keough. I hope I said that right. We also have Kelvin Harrison Jr. and David Pendleton. And we have a little couple minor characters. Chase Joliet Mick O'Rourke. Someone's credited as Mickey. Just one name. And Griffin Robert Faulkner. There's not many characters in this one. Very small ensemble in this one.
There is.
All right, so It Comes at Night. So how can we summarize this movie?
Well, let me give the readout I saw on Fandango. So, in a post-apocalyptic world, one family takes in another family, and we see the extent of paranoia that takes a hold of you internally when threatened by external monsters, in quotations.
Sure.
That's a summary. That's not exactly what it said, but to my recollection, that's the mental picture that was painted. And even though, monsters was quotation, I felt like from the trailer,
Yeah, it looks like
there was going to be a monster payoff.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be suspense and slow burn indie, but I felt like there was going to be a monster.
just heads up. This movie is a slow burn, but it's like a good burn.
Yeah, it's slow, but if you like tension and suspense, this guy is pretty masterful at it. I'd say, he's from the school of Hitchcock. He's Hitchcockian.
Trey Edward Shults.
Yes,
Right in
at
there.
least his display of the use of suspense.
Yeah, it's very mysterious, and you're literally checking corners, like.
Yep.
Pretty
I
much.
feel like he lacks a tier or a layer that Shyamalan has sort of mastered, where the story is also another layer of tension, but this one lacks that.
Yes, it is very kind of like Shyamalan-esque.
Yeah, almost. But Shyamalan gets you with the story too, and then disappoints you usually. But at least the story keeps you guessing.
He throws in that monkey wrench.
Yeah, in It Comes at Night, it makes no effort to tell you what kind of apocalypse it was, and
Yes, they left that out,
and
yeah.
what happens to the people who are quote unquote sick, because they're looking like zombies.
Yeah. Well, it opens up
Right.
on the grandpa.
Yep.
And-
Who's stricken by some kind of virus, and then they kill him for out of love,
Yeah.
so
they
that he
put him
can
down.
die sort of human.
Sure. Yeah. And so, this movie, yes, it's very. It's not slow going, but very tense for sure, and just like his previous movie, the setting of this film is just in a house, very limited, and he does so much with it though. a lot has to do with the lighting, and it's very quiet. Like I couldn't tell if you're breathing or if the movie was character was breathing.
Or the dude in front of us. That dude in front of us, because I felt like I heard him breathe hard, and then the movie opens with a hard breathing thing during the fucking black and white credits. But then in that example, it was the movie. But later on in the movie, it was the old dude in front of us, who, by the way, called the movie retarded.
That was the first thing, right? When you see the credits, he got up.
He's like, this movie retarded.
I asked you, was that in like another language? Like, no.
No, you asked me, like, what did he say?
Yeah,
Because I think you had an idea, but you didn't want to put words, like, you didn't want to feed me what he was saying, right?
I thought he was speaking in like, was that in Hawaiian or like Samoan or like?
Oh, you didn't hear retarded?
I didn't hear that. No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, he was totally. This movie retarded, but he said it heavy pigeon accent.
Oh yeah, but we spoil movies just because it's you should go watch it and then listen. But
well, yeah,
it comes at night. The title itself misleading,
very provocative, and well, yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that and Joel Edgerton made me watch the trailer because I was on IMDb for some other reason, and then I saw that and I was like, ooh, it reminded me of sort of The Village kind of deal.
Yes.
This director does well with painting a picture of isolation in the setting.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I'll just say in the setting, in the story, and in the character you're mostly following, which is the 17, 18-year-old-ish son, Travis.
Yes. And I'm wondering, like, throughout the whole movie, like, he is the protagonist. Well, would you say he's the protagonist? Main character?
I feel like he is the protagonist, but I feel this is an objective view sort of deal, even though they center it on him a lot of times.
But I wonder if a lot of the time you're getting his perspective on everything. Like, the whole movie is through his eyes.
That would be true. That would make the ending more interesting.
Like, and in some parts it's kind of innocent. And I'm wondering, like The Village, does he know, like, what's really out there? Because we don't know, again, how long this virus has been around. How many years?
And they don't feed you much information about to what he's seen.
Exactly, yeah. And, like, is it modern day? Like, because then they still got the lights on. No, they don't have phones. But, I mean, that's...
Well, they have no electricity or grid, so we know that happened. They keep the shit going by candles and oil lamps.
Yeah. And so we got...
Or flashlight batteries.
Abbott's character, who comes in and kind of... So he comes in looking for food and water. Mostly just water. This new character, right?
Let's call him Will.
Will, right?
Yeah, his name is Will.
And so, do you think he was lying the whole time? Because we got that one scene, right? Where we're like... Where he said he had a brother.
Yeah, then, like I turned to you. But, they never solidify it for one.
Yeah.
But I feel like his explanation was plausible.
Yes, it could be. Like, he knew, like, oh, I messed up there, like... And then he thinks that I'm lying now, and so it's just awkward.
That's what I'm taking out of it, And I think Joel Edgerton's character plays well into the overall story because could I just paint my ending, what I felt it was?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I felt that it was the fear of the others when you're the problem because they ended up slaughtering a whole family with a little baby thinking that they were the infected when in fact it was their son who were watching the movie through who was infected this whole time.
Do you think... interesting. So... Like, when he's on the bed, and, like, the mom's trying to comfort him.
Yeah.
Do you think he was already infected since the beginning? Or, like...
I think that was the preface, because they show you his close connection to the Gramps, who they opened the movie with, right? Then we see pictures of him with the Gramps. They show you him mourning the Gramps. Yeah. And then the exact way that he's ushered out of this world is the way that his Gramps was by the mom. It's okay, just let go. Just let go. Just let go, baby.
So, like, oh, wow. So all those dreams that he had.
That was the sickness. That's what it's like to succumb to the sickness.
Yeah.
Because he had crazy dreams, right?
Yeah.
He'd just be fucking hot Riley Keough or whatever, and then she puked blood in his mouth.
Oh man.
I mean, honestly, that's not enough to stop the machine, but it's a little weird.
But the remember when Will kept telling his kid, "Close your eyes" or "Keep your eyes closed," Andrew?
I had some thoughts on that. I was thinking he's A, gonna blow away Joel Edgerton, or B, hide your eyes because they made a point of it. Like when you're infected or sick, you can see it in the eyes.
Yeah. So, but you already know, like they're already sick, right? Like that family. The little boy was already sick.
No, he wasn't sick.
He wasn't.
That's the picture I feel the paranoia painted, but we find out in the end
They weren't.
they probably weren't. There's no confirmation,
Right.
but we know for certain
So like
that
that.
Noah was, or Taylor, or Travis. All these white boy names for the blackest kid ever.
No, I think was it Noah, Joel Edgerton's character from The Thing? No.
Was it? No, I'm thinking Noah from Walking Dead, because that's what this black kid reminded me of. Noah, he gets killed in the thing, right?
You mean Everybody Hates Chris?
Hey, how do you know that show? I only found it on accident on Hulu. Like,
Really?
you might like. I never heard of that show, dude.
That's Chris Rock's show.
Is that?
That's supposed to be Chris Rock as a kid.
No.
Are you finding this out now?
I am. That show was not good at all. I stopped after the first episode, but
It's actually pretty clever. I mean, because Chris Rock narrates it, and it's for majority of part, it's clean. It's clean because it's on. It was like on public.
yeah, it was
Like
on
basic
ABC or yeah.
Yeah, so it's clean, but it's still. I thought it was really funny, but yeah.
It could be one of those, like, I gotta revisit. Yeah, but that's who the whole movie I had to remind myself, no, that ain't Noah. That ain't Noah. That ain't Noah. That's a different kid. That's a different kid.
Okay, so remember the incident where we see him? He was like the door was open, right? So do you think he opened it?
If I had to guess within the world of the film, yes.
Wow. So he was the one with the problem with sleepwalking.
Yes. Or insomnia or to that effect, because they raised the issue a little bit about sleepwalking maybe attributed to being infected,
Right.
but they never drive home the point. But they've made it a point to tell you that the main character has sleep problems. He even talks about it a little bit with hot ass Riley Keough.
Man, so wow. So
Well, before we talk more about that, I just want to say the fucking acting I feel was on point. If
Yes.
not directed awkward at times, but the acting was really great.
yes, it's very great. It was very good direction by Trey Edward Shults. I mean, in his previous movie, Krisha, it was actually very personal. So like he worked with family members on set,
Oh, that's hard.
and I think
And he got good performances, like
yes, throughout. Oh, it was half like well, not half and half, but like some of the actors were real family members. I think the main character is actually his aunt, and some were professional hired on actors. But I feel like it was the same kind of formula. Like who did Pieces of April?
I don't know who did it, but what's her name was in it?
Katie Holmes, right? Peter Hedges,
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
right? So What's Up with Gilbert Grape? He wrote it.
Oh, okay.
And he did Dan in Real Life.
Ugh, I didn't like that. I
So-
expected it.
But I
expected
feel
to
like
it.
he's got that kind of a family theme with good chemistry between the characters. It kind of felt like that.
Oh.
Like almost like a Peter Hedges movie, but it's more kind of darker tones. More mystery, more like a thrilling sensation. So it's not family friendly, but it's family issues.
Yeah, there was that because it centers on two families, one family in specific. But I feel the point he's trying to make is maybe more about us or ourselves.
Right,
you
right.
know, yeah.
Kind of it's more satire with It Comes at Night.
Oh, I didn't look at it that way. I feel like with satire I should laugh, but you're right. Satire is not always to be funny.
Yeah.
It's just to over exaggerate to point out something. Maybe that's why they didn't bother with filling in the zombie apocalypse details, because we've all seen that a million times. Let's
Yeah,
get to
I
the
think you
personal
can-
story
yeah.
behind.
I mean, some of it, it's kind of irrelevant. Like, we have to assume just because how they are, just with their daily routines, that it's been a while.
I enjoyed that part though,
Yeah.
when they finally get to the showcasing and detailing
Yeah.
of what the daily routine
Yeah,
is.
so after he kills those two guys,
Yeah.
right, it was kind of quick.
Well, I like how they took time to look at the two of them in the grave. They looked like father son, another familial.
Right, and oh, that's too bad. Well, he didn't ask him. You think that's why they kind of put emphasis on that, on Joel Edgerton's character? Like, why didn't he? You would think he would have, questioned them before he killed them off.
Well, I think maybe that speaks to his character
Like, he just wanted to kill him off and just
and
not
be
deal
done,
with
because
it.
this whole thing is right, protect his family, which makes
Right.
you wonder why even trust the wife at all. She's like, let them in, let's start a commune.
Yeah, and she did point out, like, do you think they saw the smoke? Like, he never
And he
asked
never
that.
references that. He never
Yeah,
says
he's
no.
like-
He said he was wandering and he found this house like Goldilocks or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't drawn here. He happened upon us. And then she might say, but you just burnt the body that we all saw.
Yeah. But, and the questions he asked, like, 50 miles, right? 50 miles, like, on foot in the woods.
In the woods.
Like, and he's walking, like, and he's not running. It takes me, like, I do, like, maybe 10, 11-minute miles.
That's you now, though.
Oh, that's
you
me.
post-apocalypse,
Oh,
you would be multiplied, I feel.
freaking marathoner.
I
already.
feel like everything about you now, plus some other bonus skills, like I feel who we are now would be exaggerated in the post-apocalypse if we manage to survive. Anyways, though, 50 miles is still 50 miles.
50.
And they came after 80 miles of, like, I feel like if Joe
But that's-
Edgerton really wanted to question the story to a T, he could have really dragged all the details, because so he is driving at night on empty for 80 miles from your brother's house last, and you guys stumbled upon this other empty house they stayed at for a week till you ran out of
Yeah.
water.
So I think
And
that's,
between you and your wife, you guys never thought about the old school ways of boiling water. Man has enjoyed the use of fire for like a couple thousand years.
but I wonder if those are just details to throw at the audience, too, to kind of, so if he was giving honest answers, okay,
can
everything's
piece it
deserted
together.
already. Yeah, so
Right,
it's
right,
been a
right,
while.
right,
It's
right.
been a while that it's been like that, right?
Yeah. It's a while, but
Yeah.
not enough for you to not know like how to not create fire
Right.
at some point.
Yeah, and he's got 2 goats, 6 chickens. I was like, what?
Yeah, I
You
feel
a
like that's
farmer.
pretty lucky.
Yeah. Like, do you know what to do with those goats and
You
those
know,
chickens?
I feel like the house he got is like some old Manoa wood houses, Edgerton wise, but yet he has no goat or cow.
Yeah.
But he got the good place. Okay. And they have the trailer that carries goats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, they did. Oh.
Because at first I thought they pulled up and I was like, son, where are the goats?
Yeah.
And then they show the next shot. Oh, okay, they're the goats in the trailer.
Huh. So you think? So the close up. So the movie opens up on the grandpa.
Yeah.
right?
In like a ECU that they slowly pull back to reveal a little more.
You think that was that foreshadowing? Like that's gonna be Travis. at
I
the
don't
end.
know if foreshadowing is that the word? I feel like foreshadowing
No. Well,
is something that comes into play plot wise. I feel it's a bookend.
Like it's-
That's what it is. It's a bookend.
well, yeah. Well,
we close how we open.
huh. right. Or because then they do parallel, right? You think, like,
Yeah. Another word. Yeah.
oh, okay. Huh. That's crazy. So what do you think the it is in It Comes at Night? Like, what do you think they're referencing?
Well, if we went just off of the movie, the clues to the sickness, because that's when Travis couldn't sleep.
Right. And you think you can only get sick at night? That's why they never went outside at night.
No, I don't think it's anything that literal.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the clues come at night, because that's when you would have the fucked up dreams.
Yes, that's right. And well, that's gonna mess up your system if you're just in the house all the time like that and everything's boarded up.
A little bit cabin fevery.
Yes, most definitely. And then yeah, that would explain why he has insomnia, or he's battling insomnia. But it's a very quiet movie. Like this Travis guy, he's just always around the house listening in on stuff.
He's even got a little nook that he crawls into to listen to his parents at first, and then to the other family when they let them in. I thought that was going to play a bigger role. Maybe in a more Hollywood movie, he'd get chased in there and he'd, escape the monster in that little nook. But
just so you know, there is no monster.
There's no monster. And the nook never comes into play for that reason. Like, escape. They're not foreshadowing.
You mean the Babadook?
Yeah.
The Babadook.
Another weird-ass movie.
Oh, okay. But, so final thoughts on It Comes at Night. I think this movie is, I liked it a lot just because of the tense. It's very intense, and you're just left wondering what's
pretty tense. It is
going to happen
tense.
next. And you just, it's a slow burn. It's not for everyone. It's acquired taste, for sure.
I don't know if next, because the story wasn't grabbing, but I feel what's going to happen now. There were some parts that you're so, like, I was so edge of the seat.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally like, hurry up so I can breathe again. My back is hurting, I don't want to reconfigure and miss the ooh.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also a movie that you can keep watching over and over to kind of study, just because it gets a bit experimental.
I feel like you could, if you were so inclined to do this movie, it could give you more layers to it. I don't know that I will, but I feel...
Because some of those flashback scenes or his dream sequences...
They could definitely...
It's very...
open to interpretation or
sure.
even some literal...
So, because... I wonder who was coming at night. Snap!
Oh, that was a good one. Hey, it's got to be a record. Ono made 2 dirty references in this movie there too. It Comes, and he made a masturbatory pantomime in the theater.
It's kind of like, well, what's going to happen? Like,
yeah, because he went into that nook I was just talking about, right? And he's like listening to some sexy talk foreplay between the fucking sexy ass.
And then we got that scene between Joel Edgerton and his wife. Like, I think it's one of those moments where, like, he does something and then the wife's like,
ugh.
Yeah.
But okay, I guess we're gonna fuck now.
Like, and then
because he keeps trying, like she's trying to read her Bible or whatever.
And then he takes a book and he puts it away.
He puts it away. Yeah. And at that point, it's more than obvious. And then she's like, I roll, but you know what? All right. Yeah. He's feeling frisky. And you know what? It's spring.
But there's no actual like sex scene.
Thank God. There really isn't. There's some actual tense parts between Travis, the main guy, and the wife of Will, the new guy, Riley Keough.
Yeah. That's a dream sequence. Oh
no. The part they're rapping at the table talking about, like, she says, I'm just chilling, like
he makes a look. And then she kind of like
catches, he's staring at,
and he's kind of embarrassed. But see,
says.
Now that I think of it, like there's a couple scenes where he's like trying to cough, like he's at the sink. Like at first I thought, like
could be dream.
It could be a dream, but like, and then you realize he's actually like towards the end he's coughing again to see if he's sick. He's gonna try cough up blood. So I guess he is already sick since the beginning.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was figuring. Yeah.
And then I just thought of that now. Like,
because I feel there's one scene he wakes up and he pukes up shit, but we don't know it's blood because they don't show you what it is. He's just puking into the sink. Right. And then he goes downstairs and he sees her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be dry heaving, because they're not showing you. They're just showing that he's...
Right. And now, I think, this movie kind of, it would be... you could watch it a second time and a third time, just because I'm thinking now, remember that line where he's like, I've been into contact with this family. If they're sick, that means I'm sick too.
Yeah.
So but like, I'm wondering if at that moment the parents were like, no, you've been sick already. Like you've been sick this whole time and we're actually like kind of immune. And that's why we're not cautious around here. Like, I wonder if like they already know.
They could know from what I was thinking.
This is kind of like 28 weeks later.
Not the way you were thinking, but I'm thinking like, oh, maybe that wouldn't make sense because, well, I don't know. No, you're right though.
Yeah.
This could be watched many times for many.
Yeah, 2 times in one night.
I don't know about that, but I mean the movie is pretty short, but it's intense enough to make it kind of a viewing experience.
Yeah.
Although a rewatch would make you feel like, oh, does the time pass any different? Because it's only about 1 hour 37 minutes, but it felt longer just because some scenes are so thick.
It's true. Yeah, it's I think it's I feel it comes at night. Definite go watch CC.
Oh yeah, because in theaters. Oh, I'll have to give my go watch CC too.
Yes, it comes at night. That means go watch it now.
Yeah, I would. I mean, catch it at a matinee. Watch it with some friends. I don't know if this is something you should watch alone, or else you might think it's retarded, like that one dude. But I also feel like you go in
because then so the final shot of the movie.
Yeah, they're sitting across from each other in the table, like in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, because Travis always sits at the head.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right, and that seat's empty now, and it's just the parents facing each other.
Yeah. Oh, sad.
It was sad, but it's also a big what the fuck, this is it. And we got that reaction from the audience members who I don't think knew what they were. Just like me, they didn't know what they had signed on for.
They're like, where's the monster? 90 minutes and no monster? Oh.
I think that's what they're in, they just maybe couldn't appreciate what actually was.
Right.
But
shout out to Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, Joel Edgerton. He's good
Riley
as usual.
Keough. Christopher Abbott.
I feel like he was limping that whole movie, and they didn't really make too much attempts to point to that. But he had a knee wrap, and he was limping.
Huh.
Not that plays into anything, but...
Carmen Ejogo. Calvin
Or
Harrison
could be
Jr. Yeah. And Trey Edward Shults. Good job. Peace.
Oh, don't we go watch this?
Okay. It comes at night. Go watch CC. This is a Nekko Media podcast.